This is the one company code, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Correct.
This is the error you are getting now.
Yes.
As I told you in the class, also, just refer that video and make it here. Okay.
Yes.
You have to set these two things.
Oh,
AE and CE.
manually. Manually.
You have to go. As I told you, that day.
Yes, yes. Remember.
Clash and SPRO, special and financial accounting, ledgers, ledgers, define setting for ledger and currency settings. Go to this. Take time. Just come. Hello?
Yes, sir.
It's taking time, huh?
Okay, no problem. I got it, sir. I remember.
Just you can go and select that thing, what is giving the error over here. If you see here, AD, AE, C1 is there, no? Like
Yes, sir.
you
Yes.
have to clear one by one for your company code.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes.
From
I
here
got
onwards,
it.
you have to go, okay? You
Okay,
write it
sir.
on a piece of paper and you go here and you have to delete one by one.
Yes. Yes.
Up to where we have done?
So we are on account payable.
We came for accounts payable. We have done the configuration of account payable or not? We have to start or we have to.
I think that we have not done the configuration.
We have to do the configuration.
People complete the theory part, so I think so.
We have to start or we have done with any theory or we have to do the configuration steps.
Sir, we have defined tolerance group and creation of reconciliation.
Good. Okay. I want to open this. No, this is not. We have done with this reconciliation account, correct? Up to here we have done, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now what
Yes,
we are
sir.
going to do is like we have to create the BP grouping and all those things we have to create. BP means business partner. I want to show you that all. Today I will take a small session only because I'm not feeling well. So I will take a small session. I will explain you BP today. I don't know what is happened from since like 1 hour onwards. I'm not feeling well. It's very weak. My body is so weak. So due to I think so like climatic conditions, not feeling well. Like it's very hot. Sometimes it's very heavy rains. So that's the thing. Okay. Anyway, we will continue. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir, no problem.
Okay. So here you can see here the main objective of this is to have a better understanding of a business partner. Okay. Business partner means like a BP means business partner. Why we have to create the BP? BP is nothing but business partner. Business partner is nothing but like when we are going to create any vendor master, customer master, we have to create the BP. BP is the transaction code, and in BP we have to give the vendor or customer. So how the system will understand that in BP to create the vendor master as well as customer master you are telling. So we have to mention that role over there. System will understanding by specifying the role over there. System will understand that you are creating the vendor master or customer master. If you see here, the main objective of this is to have a better understanding of the business partner BP configuration settings in S for HANA. Before creating the vendor master, BP configuration has to be done. BP means business partner. So either it may be customer or vendor master, we can create in one place, that is BP. In order to create the customer master, now we have to do the configuration of the BP. So if you see here, there are three segments we have in the business partner. So what are the three segments is nothing but a general data, company code data, purchasing data. What do you mean by general data? What do you mean by general data? What do you mean by general data?
It's kind
General
of
data
some
consists
basic information.
basic information of the vendor. So The general data is nothing but we are talking about the vendor. Why? Because we are into accounts payable. So we have to talk about the vendor. So general data is nothing but it is a data of vendor in general, like address, phone number, vendor name, and all those consisting of the general data. Company code data, company code information, company information is nothing but we are creating a vendor. For which company code you are creating? You have to give your company code. And what is the terms and conditions for the particular vendor? You have to give for a company code. And what are the payment methods you are using? That is under a company code. So that all comes under a company code. Company code is nothing but like it is a legal entity. Wise the data has to be assigned the vendors. So general data, vendor addresses, vendor general data will available in company code data means we are extending the general data and we are telling that this vendor is belongs to particular company code. So what are the things are there that are all the things will be assigned to the company code. What do you mean by purchasing data? Purchasing data is nothing but when you are going to purchase anything, the data has to be entered in the purchasing data. For suppose if you are purchasing any goods. So the data which is available while purchasing the goods details and purchase organization from where you have purchased and for which plant you have been purchased, for which storage location for you have been purchased, all the data have to be maintained in the purchasing data. And these are the three segments we have in the business partner. This is a certification question. Just you have to concentrate. The below steps are followed to the business partner and configuration settings. So what are the steps we have to do for the BP configuration settings means like you have to see here. We have done these steps. Define account group, number range, assign number range to account group, BP role. From here we have to start it. So if you see here, these are the three steps we have done here. Create vendor account group, create number ranges, and assign number ranges to vendor account group. Tolerance group also we have created, reconciliation account also we have created. Now we are going to do the configuration of BP. From here onwards, we have to start. Okay, are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now what we are going to do is that I want to explain the BP role. So what do you mean by BP role? Why we have to do the BP configuration means like if we want to create any vendor master data, the BP configuration should be there. If you won't do the BP configuration, business partner configuration, how can you go for the creation of vendor master in BP? So that's the reason we are going to create the BP configuration. So instead of doing the BP configuration, why we have to do the configuration is to create the vendor or customer master in BP. So that's the reason we are doing the BP configuration. So instead of doing the BP configuration, first step in BP configuration is define BP role. What do you mean by BP role? Business partner role. So we have to tell the system. For suppose if you are going to create vendor, and you have to tell the system we are going to create the vendor master. The role it says specify that what type of master data you are doing, whether it may be a vendor or whether it may be a customer. Are you getting? So the BP role defines the what nature of customer or what nature of vendor like we are going to create. So is it a vendor? Is it a customer? So if you see here, these are the steps has been finished. And what is our vendor account group created by us? You have to tell TMD1, no? Hello, Jigyasa.
It's
Yes.
TMDO.
Vendor account group TMD. Okay, very good. So you have to keep it in the mind. Now what we are going to do is like right now we are going to explain the BP role. What do you mean by BP role? So if you see here, standard BP roles for the below. As SAP has been given the BP role, standard one is like a 000000. This is the business partner general. Company code data, FLVN00, that is financial accounting, non-PO invoice for vendor. So you have to write it on piece of paper. You have to write it down. FLVN00, finance accounting. Financial accounting means non-PO invoice. If you want to create a service vendor, for suppose, you can go with the FLVN00. You have to, if you choose this role, system will understand that you are creating the vendor master for service oriented. FL, it is you just for you don't take it into consideration right now. This is for vendor. Right now we are talking about the vendors. No, so purchasing data. If any goods you have been purchased from the vendor means like FLVN01, you have to choose, that is pure vendor. FLVN01. Okay. If you, these are the predefined one given by the SAP. I will show you in SAP also, don't worry. So if you see here, these are the BP role. BP role determines whether you are going to create a vendor. For suppose, if you want to create a vendor master, and if you choose FLV and 00 predefined by the SAP, that is a financial accounting, means like FI vendor, means like non-PO invoices. If you are like taking the services from the particular vendor, you have to opt FLV and 00. If you are like if you are taking the goods from the vendor, that is the purchasing data is there, then you have to select the role FLV and 01. The system will be understanding if you select these two roles, like out of these two roles, one role if you have been selected, means the system will understand that you are going to create either for the service vendor non-PO invoice FLV and 00. If you are going for the goods, FLV and 01. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the BP role, you have to understand what do you mean by BP role. Is like BP role determines what is the nature of like a, for suppose vendor. So he is like a service oriented vendor with a non-PO invoices, like we can opt the FLV and 00, and the vendor belongs to any goods purchasing data, means then we FLV and 01 is the role we have to specify over there. If you specify that between either this role or this role, the system will understand that it is a FI vendor and it is a vendor. What do you mean by FI vendor? And vendor means like FI vendor is nothing but like it is a non-PO invoices which consisting of we are taking the services for some particular vendor. He is not giving any goods or like inventory. So we can opt this role. And if you are going to create the purchase data which is given by this predefined by the SAP is like FLVN01, that is nothing but a vendor. So these are the BP roles. We can differentiate while creating the vendor master. We have to opt the role out of these two roles. And if you opt this role, system will understand that we are creating the master data for vendor for non-PO invoice. And if you opt this role, the system will understand that you are going for the PO vendor, that is you are the goods, you are purchasing the goods from the particular vendor. So this is about the BP roles. If you see here how to set the BP roles and how to see the BP roles, the transactions path has been given over here. SPRO, IMG, cross application component, SAP business partner, basic settings, business partner roles, and define BP roles. So if you see here, we have to go with this path, and I want to log into the system and I will show you the all the things. What's our company code?
TM10, sir. Company code.
Hmm. Okay. If you see here, what is the path we have seen here? IMG, cross application component, business partner. Cross application component. Okay. And the business partner. Where is the business partner? SAP business partner. Again, business partner. And here you can go with the basic settings. In basic settings, business partner role. If you see here, define the roles. You select the define the roles. And these are the roles has been created by you. If you want to create your own role, you can create the roles also. But the thing is, there is no necessary to create the roles. What are the roles has been delivered by the SAP predefined one? It is enough to take it into consideration. Now go to the position FLVN00, just press enter. If you see here FLVN00, this is the role predefined by the SAP. If you want to see, just double click over here and it will go to the screen BP role FLVN00 and FLVN00 for FI financial accounting. FI vendor. FI vendor is non-PO invoices. Like if you opt any services from the vendor, it means like audit fee, audit firm is there. And for suppose KK and Co. If you want to create audit firm name and he is giving the services only, then you can opt this role and system will understand it is a non-PO invoice and it will be creating under the vendor master of this non-PO invoice as services. So these are the the roles has been predefined by the SAP. So if you select this FLV and 00, just double click over here and you will be seeing the BP role over here and it is for the vendor. Vendor is nothing but the purchasing data will be there. When you are going to purchase any goods or inventory from the vendor, if you choose this role, system will understand that it is a PO invoice which we are trying to create the vendor master for the goods related things. So that's the difference between, you have to keep it in the mind, like FLV and 00 is for the non-PO invoice, FLV and VN01 is for the PO invoice. So these are the two roles has been provided by the SAP. And if you opt the one of the role, means system will understand. And if you want to create any vendor master, you have to do these roles within these two roles. And by seeing the invoice, you will be understanding whether it is a service or it is a goods. Then by seeing that, you have to opt whether it is like a service means FLV and 00, or like if any goods is there means FLV and 01 has to be given by creating the vendor master. Understood? If you want to create a own role, just go, this is the predefined one FLV and 00, just select this and you have to copy as button and you have to change your own role as per the thing. And you have to enter and you have to save it. That's the thing. That's the way to create the own roles. So there is no necessary to create our own roles. If anything is client who want to create their own roles, then we are going to create we are going to copy the existing what predefined given by the SAP and we have to change the name as per the requirement of the client. The role name has to be changed and press enter. Whatever the roles has been copied from FLV and 00, the roles all copied to the dependent entities has been copied to our own role and we have to save it. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
One minute. 1 minute. Yes, where we are like yes, these are the roles. Okay, so if you see here, this is the role. If you what do you mean by BP role means like you are in the position to tell that that BP role determines the whether in BP role like while creating the BP master like business partner, vendor master or customer master, we are talking about the vendor. While creating the vendor master, we have to go with the BP. For that BP is nothing but a business partner. In business partner, either we can create the vendor master or we can create the customer master. So coming to the vendor master in BP, there is a BP role. BP role determines the whether we are going to create a non-PO invoice of the vendor, non-PO vendors, and we want to create the service-oriented vendor. So by selecting the BP role, the system will understand that whether we are going for the FI vendor means like non-PO invoice that is service-oriented. That FLV and 00 has been predefined by the SAP and it identifies the vendor. It is like an FI vendor is non-PO invoice. If you want to create the vendor while we are purchasing any goods from the particular vendor, that vendor belongs to the role FLVN01 as pre-delivered by the SAP, that is uh, vendor. Vendor means like a pure vendor purchasing organizations will be there. In general, we are having the three data. One is like general data, company code data, and purchase organization data. In non-PO invoice, for suppose by choosing the role predefined by the SAP, FLVN00 is for it's for like a general data and company code data will be there. So two datas will be there. If you select FLVN01 in addition to this general data and company code data, you will be having one more data that is like purchase organizations will be there. So you have to tell. Okay. While creating the BP, you will be understanding all those things, why how the BP role is like used and all those things. Before that, creating the BP means business partner of the particular vendor master. We have to understand these step by step. So while creating the BP vendor master, how you will be understanding in a better way that how the role will be impacting over there. Okay. Don't for an understanding, if suppose BP rules defines the nature of the vendor nature of the vendor, whether it may be PO purchasing order, invoice or like non-PO, you have to tell. Understand? Are you? Hello? Are you
Yes,
there,
sir.
people? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Don't get confused. Creating the BP vendor master, you will be understanding very much clearly. So for an instance, you have to keep it in the mind. FLVN00 is for the FI vendor. It is a non-PO invoices vendor, and FLVN01 for the purchasing like goods, anything as PO vendors. Just write it on piece of paper. That's it. So here you have to do with this step. Define number ranges. How to define the number ranges? So if you see here SPRO, IMG, cross application components, SAP business partner, basic setting, number range and grouping. Define number ranges. So now we are into the same part only. If we just come back again, these are the basic settings. And if you see here, we have came with the cross application component and business partner and SAP business partner and business partner. Basic settings, you have to click on basic settings and you can see here is the basic settings and number ranges and grouping. If you see here, number ranges and grouping will be there. Come down and where it is. Yes, number ranges and grouping. Just click here, then define the number range. And if you see here, three things has been there. So this is to see display the intervals like somebody has been created. If you want to see the display, if you are created, if you want to see the display, you can click here. If you want to create your own number range, just go to the number range. As I told you on previous day class also, these many number ranges has been created by the users 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. And if you see here, this main number range already has been created by the user. So what we are going to do is like we have to see what are the space is available within these number ranges. Within this number range, we take it as consideration that we have been created. If you want to create new number ranges, just click here, insert line item, and you have to give the number. It should not overlap these numbers and these number ranges also. You have to take as a unique numbers. So instead of like instead of wasting the time, why we have to without overlapping means it will take some time. So the people who has been created for the number ranges like 1 to 500 is there, 190 has been consumed. So how many number ranges are available? 310 number ranges has been there within this number range. So we can use 01. So if you want to create your own number ranges means like you 01 is finished, 02 is the 03, 04, 05, 06. If you go for the 06 and you have to see again this number from number to number has to be like overlap. So why we are going to do this is the server system practice we are doing. No, so for that what we are going to do is like 1 to 500 means like 1 to 500 means like one person has been given the number in 01 and he started from 1 to 500. 500 means like 190 has been consumed within the 500. What how many numbers has been there? 310 numbers has been there. So it can go and you can take it as consideration 01. So come back again and we identify that 01 is there, free space and define grouping and assign numbering. Next step, if you see here, this step has been finished and this step has to be. So if you see here, this is the one. Define grouping and number, assign the number ranges. So if you go and click here and just execute it, and if you see here, go to the new entries and you have to give the BP grouping. This is the BP grouping you have to give. What do you mean by BP grouping? Means like you have to give the business partner grouping name. So this is also I'm giving TMDO. Okay. Are you getting? Here I'm giving that BP GRP for TM10 for our company I'm giving. Here TMDO means like TM is the first two characters of our company called Tata Motors. DO means domestic. So here we are creating the BP business partner group. That's the thing I have given the same as there I have given TMDO. Here also I'm giving the TMDO and you have to give the description over here. BP grouping for TM10 for our company code we are creating. And we have to assign the number range. 01 we have seen no free number ranges was been there. I have to select this and you have to save it. So what's our company? Tata Group. So just select this and you have to save it. So here in this step, we have defined the number range and we have seen that number range has been available for space, available numbers like 1 to 500 has been given by the some other user and within this number range 390 like 110 like used and there are lot more numbers has been there to use. So we have identified that 01 has free space for to create the BP group. In this step, we are going to create the BP group number range and we have been identified 01 and we have assigned that 01 by creating the BP group name like we have given the BP group name TMDO over here. By specifying the name TMDO, you can give your own. But the thing is, like, you should not be like forgotten like the BP group and account group, vendor account group. So it is in the sequence. So that's the reason I have given the BP group as well as like a vendor account group as same. So here I have given that this is the BP group for TM10. This BP group I put a name and I'm telling the short name that this is the business partner group TMD0 TMDO and per TM10 for our company code. And here in the long text, I have been given that BP grouping for TM10. BP grouping means like business partner grouping for our company code. Number range, I am telling that 01. If system will generate any BP means the numbers will be generated from that particular 01, which was mentioned like 1 to 500 has been given. No, out of that some numbers has been consumed and within that number it will generate the numbers of BP number. So you have to save it. It was being saved. Are you getting? Are you getting or any you are having any questions, doubts, you can ask. Feel free, that's not a problem. We can explain 2 to 3 times also. Until you get, I can explain.
No, sir.
Anybody? Jigyasa, are you getting? Jigyasa
Yes, sir.
and Rupa ji, Rupa ma'am, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm not traveling. So I joined little late. I will go through it and I'll.
Ah, no, no. When you have been joined at the time when the class was started, just I am repeating. That's the reason I
Yes,
have
sir.
repeated again. Okay.
Then,
So
then
just to verify the video. If anything else, let me know. And you write it on piece
yes,
of
sir.
paper, all of you. If you have any questions by seeing this video again, if you have any doubts, we just try write it on piece of paper so that I can explain better. Don't be worry, okay? I will explain one again. So you'll be understanding each and everything. You have to remember, you have to follow the sequence what I'm telling. So if you follow the sequence, everything will come. Everything will come
Yes,
very smoothly. So what we have done, we have done. Up to here we have done. So what we are going to do is like a master data synchronization. So what do you mean by master data synchronization? Means like whatever we have created the vendor account group and BP account group. So we have to synchronize with the both the things with one place. That is called a synchronization. That is nothing but a integration with the vendor master. So vendor account group with the BP account group. So in this step, we will be linking the what are the vendor account group which was created by us TMDO and what we have created just now BP group TMDO. We will be linking the both the things in one place integration. So that is like we can call as the master data synchronization. In this step, we synchronize the both the data in one place so that system will understand while creating. Then we are eligible to create the vendor master. While creating the vendor master, it will ask the BP role and as well as like a BP group also. So these two play a significant role while creating the vendor master. So that's the thing. Everything is we are framing one by one, and we are interlinking with each other, and we are doing after doing the configuration steps of this thing BP, we are moving to vendor creation of the vendor master. In creation of vendor master, we make ready to all the data of BP grouping and whatever we have done that will be there. It will be you can opt the requirement which was we have done the fulfillments and the configurations. We can opt there and you can see. So we are doing all those things for the sake of creation of the vendor master. So instead of doing the vendor master, we have to do this all the configuration step by step, and we make ready to create the master data of the particular vendor. So in master data, if you create in the BP is a transaction, you have to opt the role and you have to opt the BP grouping. So in order to do this BP grouping is we have to do the BP configuration. BP is nothing but a business partner. Right now we have done the business partner group and we have sent the number ranges to the business partner group. And next step is nothing but like we have to synchronize. We have to synchronize the BP group with the vendor account group. So we are linking. So how to do this configuration is like you can see here cross application components at SAP Business Partner master data synchronization. So the step has been this path has been little bit of changes there. So if you see here, we have to close these basic settings and we have to go with the close the SAP business partner. Just we have to go with this step cross application component is there. So I want to go back and I will let you know SAP IMG reference and you have to go with the SAP application component is there. And if you go and see here, to go and see here what we are going to do with mass data sync master data synchronization. This is the step. Just click here and you can see in the step like by path business partner master data synchronization control. You have to go with the synchronization control. So if you see here, the synchronization control is there. Go to the synchronized control, and what you are going to do is like here. If you see here, customer vendor integration, go to this thing. And if you see in the path also, customer vendor integration and business partner settings, you have to go with the business partner settings. So if you see here, business partner settings means you can go with the business partner integration, and you have to go with the business partner settings. Just click here, and we are settings for the vendor integration. You have to go with the vendor. If you go with the vendor, and the vendor part will be there, and you have to go with the SN key. In SN key, define member assignment for direction BP to vendor. So if you see here, BP to vendor. This step define member assignment for direction for the BP to vendor. We have going to this step. So if you see here, this is the step we have to do. Just execute it so far. Yes, just execute it. And these are the users has been done. 60 users has been created where the integration vendor BP. So they have integrated with the vendor account group with the BP group. So likewise, we have to go with the new entry for our company code, and we have to TM DO is our BP group. This is the BP group just now we have created, and this is the account group we have to link. Whatever the account group you have created, domestic vendor for TMDO. And just press enter, automatically system will display the short name and meaning also. This is for BP group, and this is for the domestic vendor for TMDO. So here we are linking the BP group as well as vendor account group, because created us individually. We are linking over here by integrating both together. Just want to save it. So if you save, the system will generate the transport request. Within the transport request, the data will be stored in the database. So this is how to synchronize the master data of BPU group and vendor account. Are you getting? Manupam?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Rupa? Rupa just okay. Jigyasa?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Rinku, you do one thing. You just, how many videos did you see till right now?
7, sir.
Hmm?
Good morning. Good
Hello?
morning, sir. 7, sir. Hello.
Yes. 7 you have seen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you getting, or any doubts are there?
Not now, sir.
You just see the videos, and you just refer the documents. And if you have anything else after seeing the full video, you have to see the full video first of all. After seeing the video, you just put it to one book, and in that book you have to write it down. Means like if you have what you have seen and what are the doubts are there, and you can ask me about that particular topic. So it will be easy for you to understand. Don't worry. If you have any doubts, just let me know. I will clarify your doubts. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you.
that's the thing. Or else, like Anupam, you do one thing, like just help him. Like if you have any free time, just help him. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Of course, like he's knowing he's understanding the English, but he's also like comfortable. But the thing is, like I'm not able to explain in Hindi that much of fluence. I don't know, no. So, is if any possibility is there, if he has like want to know, just tell him in Hindi. Okay, it
Yes,
will
sir.
be comfortable, no.
Okay,
So,
sir.
Rinku, just if anything else, like if you want to know anything else doubts or like in Hindi, Anupam can help you. Okay. Yes, and the Anupam.
Thank you, sir.
So whatever the right time is there, and just you have to write it on piece of paper, and you just take help from the this Anupam. So Anupam will help in Hindi. He can give an better explanation in Hindi, whatever he has understood, he will give. So you can take from the Anupam. Okay. Are you getting, Rinku?
Okay, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
I don't know that much of Hindi, but I can speak, I can understand, but that much of thing I don't know. So I just what I'm saying is like आपको कुछ ना कुछ चाहिए तो हिंदी में अनुपम को बोलिए एक बार अनुपम कुछ ना कुछ हिंदी आपको थोड़ा क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग करेंगे.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, sir. I understand.
Understood. No, don't take it as like you don't know everything. You will be knowing everything, but the thing is like you should have some patience and perseverance. That's it. So if you put one video, if you listen for 1 hour, and if you take the notes like you write it in your own handwriting, then you will be getting all those things. Don't be get panic. Okay, everything like we should have some patience. So you will be getting very easily. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can feel free and you can ask me. Okay, don't worry that I feel something. If I have some time, I can give the best for all the people. Okay, if I am not immediately can't respond, but sometime if I seeing that anything as message after if I getting some time, surely I will do that. Okay, Anupam, yesterday you have posted some
Yes,
this error. No, I have sorted out.
yes,
Okay,
sir. Yes.
likewise. Okay, you are
Yes.
we have one group, no? So one to one you can go and you can do it. For suppose if you post in the group means like if they are seen, somebody has can help like that. Okay? It's not a rocket science, no. We are not doing any coding and what are the subject is there. We are playing with the debits and credits, and in order to pose the transaction, we are doing all the configurations. Correct? If I'm not wrong. So you
Yes, sir.
can do it. Okay. Okay. If you get any free time, just see the video and you have to practice. And if anything else, let me know. I will clarify the doubts. Okay. That's all for today. Okay. If you have any questions, anything else, you can ask. We can sort it out. Or else, like, and we can wind up the session. And tomorrow, upcoming class, like, we are going to see how to create the vendor master. So, how to create the vendor master and how to post the vendor invoice into our system using the ERP SAP. Of course, you are the people are well aware of the posting of transactions in other ERPs, but tomorrow we are going to post the transaction in SAP ERP. Okay,
Okay, sir.
okay, everybody. Okay,
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
Rupa.
yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
As Rupa, as you have done the basic settings, no? Okay, good. You are going to do
Yes, sir.
this
I have
something in
completed.
GL setting. Yes, yes, I have seen your
Yes, sir.
message. Okay. Yes, you have to start the GL, sir. GL. You start it
Yes, sir. We'll do it.
wherever you have been paused or anything else, just let me know so we can sort it all those
Yes,
things. Okay.
yes, sir. Sure.
Okay.
Yes,
Jigjasa,
yes.
up to where you have done the practice?
Sir, I have started GL creation.
Very good. How it will be like if anything else, anywhere stuck up or anything else you are getting over their doubts.
Sir, I have one doubt. Sir, I will ask after class.
Okay, sure. You can ask. Okay, that's all. That's all for today. If all good, okay, if you are not having any questions, any doubts, like we can wind up the session for today. And tomorrow by 10 a.m. we can go and we can do. Rinku, meanwhile, you just listen the video, whatever it may be. Like I'm not telling you that listen all the videos in one day. If you listen one video and it should be perfect, and you should write it on a piece of paper. That video should be like if you are what how much you are getting, you should be writing in the piece of paper and you go for the practice. That's it. So if anything you are stuck up, we are there for you. We will help it out in all the terms. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Don't worry. That's all for today. And I want to wind up the session. If you are not people are not having any questions, any queries, like we can wind up the session.